I know you read the title and you're freaking out at the abomination I created, but let me explain. And yes, I'm aware opinions are illegal nowadays and you get cancelled by blue-haired Starbucks girls and crucified for committing such a heinous crime. So yes, I will let you send me to jail, but let me finish this video. If you also like the video, please subscribe before the video starts. I'm waiting. Did you do it? I trust that you did. Let's get into it. Here's the PvZ tier list in its full glory. Where do we even start? In F rank, I decided to put Electropede. This character is so dreadfully revolting. If you ever urinated on a cup, vomited in it, and put a shoe and mixed it all together, that's EP. He does terrible damage. His detonations are the epitome of a rotten sperm whale. It's not like you can hyper and detonate with him. No, that's a myth. He totally can't just do that. Next is Toxic Brains in F tier. He's terrible. The only people who use him are cannibals and those with microscopic trouser snakes. Moving on. Radio Z is there because, I don't know, I thought it would be funny. Okay, he's an F because I don't have a fucking reason. Captain Rimjob is an EP ripoff, but instead of being a glowing piss weasel, he's now the Flying Dutchman holding a bald-headed yogurt slinger. Z7 has a Transformers war machine, so he's at bottom tier. This thing is basically Cyborg's left ballsack. By that, I mean he's worse than Electro Citron. I can't even say that with a straight face. Super Commando is a rare variant of the Foot Soldier in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare and Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. The Super Commando uses a Z4 crossbow, Z3 crossbow in Garden Warfare 2 that fires in bursts instead of fully automatic, useful both when fighting enemies from a distance or close quarters. That's why he's in F tier. His biography is too insufferably long. Next up is the D section. This guy's head looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Partycorn is bad because he just is, take my word for it. I have no proof, but you're forced to believe me. Astronaut hasn't discovered extraterrestrial life on Mars, so fuck him, he's in D tier. This zombie looks like Simba if he had Rick's pubic hairs attached at the ridges of his face. Talk about Edward Scissorhand giving Dexter a trim. This disheveled slug looking Boy Scout who came out of Chris Walker's asshole is abhorrent, but you can still shoot stuff, so he's in D. This is Wolfy Playz' favorite engineer, and I wanted to piss him off and hear a T-Rex screech that causes the tectonic plates to flip. So I put him in D, not F because I'm not that evil. I don't know what to say about this. This creature is a Pariana plant imposter that looks like a green clapperclaw. He shoots farts out of his mouth. One of his abilities is spitting Play-Doh slime. His second power consists of him puking a silverfish. He can also plant his seed on the ground, and I put him in D because I wish he never comes out of that burrow. Fuck chompers. The rest are irrelevant, so I don't have really much to say about them. I put most of these characters here because this is the best characters PvZ tier list, but I flipped it into making this video. If you want a legit tier list with my actual opinions, I will show it on screen for a split second, so keep a close eye and make sure to watch until the end because the tier list can be anywhere. And if you want a full video about an actual Plants vs Zombies tier list, then like the video, bitches. Now I do want to point out the big pink elephant in the room. The physicist's hair looks like a harpy's nest. Shit looks like Joe Grismo's mohawk. I know this is the second jab at a character's facial feature, but I need an excuse to put him in D tier. Groot over here, I frankly should have put him in F just so he can piss off. This brick can suck the 7th floor of my left nut. However, since this isn't a best characters tier list in terms of abilities, he's in D. Why does Unicorn Chomper have an ice cream cone? I put him in D because first of all, you can't get him in Garden Warfare 2. And second of all, if you want to get him in Garden Warfare 2, you need to be max rank in Garden Warfare 1. And to get to max rank, you have to play the game for centuries. It's a miserable chore to level up in Garden Warfare 1. Even if you end up reaching the required rank, Unicorn Chomper is absolute diarrhea. You work your ass off to get a bear trap with legs. By the way, you can also buy him, so that's fabulous. I love you, EA. On to C tier. This part is the normal characters section, so everyone on it isn't bad or good, just average. Now slit the side of my Schlort and put it in Haley Sniper's dome and call me a Pokemon drone and let me dig her zone using my quiver bone and growing her loan with my oversized Schlone. Why is Toxic P in middle? Well, for starters, he sucks. Watch 20 neck-bearded Redditors make a scientific news report on how I should die. I'm calling it right now. One of them's pulling out the death note. Let me explain the reason why he's in C tier. Because I put him there. This zombie is basically all of you watching. Shrimps taste disgusting, so he should have been placed F. Although I still want to make you all angry, so I put him in C. Genius logic, I know. Might as well call me Bill Nye. Plumber can start plummeting my cum over the plums. Jurassic Park villain is over here. He shoots fire and is decent. Captain Fish Trunk can shoot shark juice. He isn't bad nor good, very basic at best. Everyone else is pretty self-explanatory. The sunflowers, on the other hand, are ranked purely by which I would drill an oyster dish on their face. I mean, how do you think this plushie gained her yellow tan? I planted my seed on the floor and used my third leg as a cum hose. Thus, this plant was born. Future Cactus didn't tell me when COVID will be over, so he is in C. I decided not to put him in F tier since he looks like he came out of the cyberpunk universe. The other reason is I have a friend who mains him and I don't want to tick him off. Yeah, because he works at the military, he might swap me. FBI, open up! The B section. Archaeologist definitely worthy to be one of the best, hence why he's at B tier. But let's spice it up and look at Barbecue Corn. He used to be good back in 2016, and my brain is stuck in 2016, so he's still a pioneer of a character to me. And to put the bread on the butter, the cocaine of Pierce Hilton's nose, since we're talking about Buckethead over here, his name is Breakfast Brains, and for good reason. Those chesticles would make a great breakfast. The amount of ham he carries there, I bet it would taste like heaven. Unfortunately, he isn't on A tier because he has a coffee belt. Camo Cactus is practically notorious for having the largest dipstick. Dude doesn't even need a sword. He got one that can gunch Niagara Falls into a woman's brawl and can plant his dinky in a bitch's pinky. The Tattletale Strangler. Camo Cactus is more like the Tattletale Spangler. Also, here's the most cliche shit. Cactus is a female in this game. Physicist is always gonna have the barrel of the gun sniffing your asshole. That's why he's in B tier, because I like it. It feels good to have a Bobby Dangler in your sweet spot. He would go full Usain Bolt with his beef candle deep in your lungs. You can also ignore all of what I just said. Also, he looks like Dr. Seuss. Now, I know this is a character that people have been at the edge of their seats, flipping their tables over, burning down buildings, and causing the strings that holds the universe in place to break, and that's Cosmic Brains. Why is he in B? Well, the answer is a bit complicated. So you see, Cosmic Brains is very good. It's just all of you congested, disproportionate, atrocious, autistic, Windex guzzling troglodytes who are watching don't know how to use this phenomenal character. An elite, sentient, celestial being unlike nothing you have laid your eye on. Those who are worthy can wield this mighty character. His power stretches beyond the Shadow Realm, and only the paragons of Plants vs Zombies, the gurus of a game that consists of oranges and walking fossils, will have the will to sustain a creature like Cosmic Brains. Basically, he is shit, and that's why he's in B tier. Killer Frost is here because I would let her lick the frosting dripping from my flesh tower. I'ma vanquish her virginity with my sex caliber. Electro Brains' design is sick, and for that, he's in B tier. This monster is Purple Jaws, and I like that movie, so he's B. It'd be way too easy to make a dick joke about any pea shooter, so I'll attempt to give a normal explanation about his placement. Okay, maybe one more cock joke. They should make a legendary pea shooter variant called Cum Shooter, and make him so that he can shoot titties, give him infinite ammo, because honestly nobody would be tired of shooting infinite bonkers to feed our sick addiction towards finding milk pillows attractive. Or make his elephant nose grow 12 inches, and make it so that as he levels up, his beef weasel can reach the stratosphere. Being able to shoot ball sacks would be cool. And I'm gonna shut up now. On to another chomper. Fire Chomper. He resembles that one angry fish with giant lips in SpongeBob if it attempted to swallow a fax machine with Fruit Loops gouged into it. And Disco Chomper looks like Venom without eyes. Trust me, there are no boundaries to what I can call a chomper. That I also mentioned that's why he's in B tier. The next chomper on B tier, who is more like Kang and Kudus if he was botched with Carnage with a sprinkle of Daredevil horns poking out of his bumhole. So I can put him in B because Carnage looks amazing in the new Venom 2 movie, if only I can say the same about the film. Fire Rose is super hot. Wait until I'm done with this video, my dear. My meat rock is going at max speed deep in them beef curds. Should have called the fire department, because after I'm done shaking my popsicle stick in that Hershey hole like a game of Yahtzee, the rose won't be the only thing burning. So you get B tier for being the queen of hell and being the queen of wells. I'll let my squirming tube on her burning boob and she will get an A. If not, then I will consider non-consensual things. Goats are adorable, so by default it would be a crime not to put him in B tier. The only reason he isn't an A is because birds are cuter. You can find me on this if you really desperately want to. Also, he looks like Bebop. And at last, A tier. The moment you have been all waiting for. This hype built up has been better than the Mr. Beast Squid Game video. I can already picture the number of people who are fuming like Kratos on steroids, all of you throwing haywires up your phone watching the magnum opus of a tier list. Might as well take this green lemon and shove it in between your teen melon. This damn fruit really do be looking like Gamora's boot. This ball looks like Hawk's bombs. As a matter of fact, this jiggly muff, wiggly muff looking ass Grinch out here like TMNT's gooey stuff pouring out of Yoshi's giggly muff is A tier for one sole purpose. He has a slick astronaut helmet. All the nerdy Alfredo Linguinis who see a chemistry exam and grovel at the feet of a teacher to get more homework can agree with me. This volleyball coach looks like the guy who would practice his Alex Jones monologues to the mirror with his drunk uncle applauding him. His eyes are larger than the rings of Saturn. Dude's got the looks of a mariachi band if they attempted an Irish dance after putting a flint and steel up their fur burger. And our fellow vegetable over here dressed as if he is an Argus employee who's having an orgy. This next plant is very important. Press F to pay respects for Metal Petal and her future husband. Here's a mutinized mucin extern that can bust more sperm than Woolly Mammoth's worm. I mean, you got one poking out of his mouth like some Johnny the Shawnee type shit. If you ever wondered what would happen if Morbius had a blossom load of mayonnaise released into Martha from Outlast 2's aerial underwater treasure Guru, and he'll wind up with Mort from Madagascar. We also have Freddie Mercury looking like an inbred sloth from the Goonies. Shit, his mustache probably does a full yo-yo swing every time he shakes his back checkers. I bet this is Travis Scott's hairline zigzagging around his whole fucking body like a zebra. You thought Tarzan had long hair? Take a look at this guy. He's got a whole racetrack under his nose. This fucking thing that's twirling his braids around like 6 worms having a browser studio anal orgy is taller than Nikito Avocado's grocery list, which is why he's in A tier. This glorious mustache that fills the grass in your backyard gives him this ranking. On to the next character. We have Jack Frost's multiversal counterpart that took on the form of a fuckrod and the eyes as balls. Bitch got Infinity Stones as a substitute for having Dr. Manhattan's bean pods. I think the real gems is the Amazon rainforest that every man possesses down their meat thermometer are crystallized diamonds that are sharper than GTA's trilogy remastered models. God damn it, I thought Keemstar had a blade for a beard. This shit makes fucking rhino horns look like pool noodles. Ice Speed gets an A, whatever. I haven't slept in 2 years. And Stevie Wonder's farts really does sound like a beluga choking on an ejaculating soap dispenser. Hearing it in real time reminds me of the typical spaghetti hipster who spits out shit juice instead of spruce wood. Sounds more like straw spits. A more accurate representation would be watching the vegan teacher licking a bowling ball with snail oil on it. I can only fathom what it would be like if she was going into labor. Ooh. That shit would be scary. So Ares gets an A. Sweet Nazareth. I'm drooling oceans bigger than the ones that drown the Titanic at this magnificent beautesse. I've never come across a more stunning flower that will put the Mona Lisa straight in the grave. If I ever thought for a moment I was a sexual deviant, I might as well be imprisoned, chained in Plato's cave, feeding on shadows, woefully ignorant to the true form of me. Not even Cujo's gay boy talk can ruin this for me. She's too right. I want her to bounce on me like a trampoline and perform a Mortal Kombat finisher on me, to the point that I will be able to raise enough children to overpopulate a country. My 12-inch dragon will demolish this bitch's crouch waffle that by the end of me drilling her cavity, the aftermath will result into it becoming bigger than a KFC box. When I take it easy on her deflower patch anyways. A's across the boards for Vampire Flower. Now let's take a deep plunge in the ass jabs of Wrestling Star, cause my guy went to his grandpa's cabin and popped a few Viagras trying to grow Phineas Flynn's nose. Chuck from Angry Birds trying to become the next Legion of Doom member. His movements are about the same speed as a crappy soccer mom wearing a spandex as she performs a jutsu move on King Arthur's blade while overdosing off a perk 30 and getting ready for a Zuma class. I'm giving him A tier cause he got more spikes than Miley Cyrus. If this crusty mutt Gorniak looking motherfucker ever wanted any chance to suck a nice lady's tongue instead of a fine gentleman's bum, he would need a circular saw to chop down the rock biter and put Aaron Yeager's finger in between his legs. But it's not the poor Peashooter's fault. He never asked to be the stonemason from God of War or have his semen demon be looking like a Jenga game. Allow me to introduce to you to Kilowatts Flapjack. So Pokemon's Dive Ball over here is one of the greatest characters to ever grace our Virgo supercluster. Like, come on, my guy's a Power Rangers helmet. You can't disagree he's good. I have a very clear thought in my empty colon of Electrocitron trying to shoot a tsunami of his precious corn syrup. That orange juice would be a Gatorade oasis, especially for the females in Avatar that want to just drop head over heels and suck his banana peel. Citron would fit nicely with the X-Men, both as a Goomba and as a Kunga. And we conclude things with Armored Chomper, the messiah between all the characters we have seen. A truly formidable character beyond your wildest dreams. When people ask me, is a PS5 or Xbox better? I always respond, Mouser, Minecraft or Fortnite. I respond, Ridge Wallets. Marvel or DC, Barry the Chopper, the Dick Dungeon, or the Mountain Dew fountains? Well, both. My point is, Armor Chomper is a legendary ascended being that is the product of what a perfect specimen must be. Armor Chomper is the apotheosis of evolution. If Professor Utonium were to create a plant that can withstand the power of a neutron star, this is the hero the Avengers needed to be one of the top 10 characters to defeat Thanos. Armor Chomper is a prodigy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment on the video, piss on my video, ejaculate to the video, and if you hated this video, that's absolutely fine. I know it's been almost a year since my last video, and if you complain about this one, I will take even longer with the next one on purpose for your viewing pleasure. In case this needs to be mentioned, this tier list is 100% factual and backed up by a lot of scientific studies. It had some of the top professors at Harvard conduct a thorough research, and if you disagree with this list, you're objectively wrong. I even revived Stephen Hawkings to make sure it's legit. On a serious note, because this is the internet in 2022. For all the snowflakes out there, this is a joke. I know, I'm sorry that I had to fucking hit you with the cold water. I broke the magician's code and shared with you the hard truth. If you need time to contain yourself, I understand. But yeah, this whole thing was a gag. Or was it? Bye.